Hello Wolfpack, this is video number 140. In this video I'd like to discuss gear maintenance. I'll be talking specifically today about how I maintain my Letherman Raptors. What I'll be doing is cleaning and oiling. I don't have any new gear to show you for one reason or another. So what I've got here is a tea towel, right? That is to protect my shirt because always water splashes up or oil splashes up and it doesn't really go well with a white shirt. I have two white cloths. They're about A4 sheet in size. These are just old bed sheets that have been torn up, and a thicker rag underneath that. The reason why is when you're cleaning the item, the oil and the water will go onto the tabletop, and you don't want to mess up your tabletop. I have some warm soapy water, just the simple stuff from Aldi's for dishwashing liquid. Got some 3-in-1 multi-purpose oil. With that, be very careful when you oil certain tools, simply because on the back it's got a warning. It says contains petroleum distillates. So you might want to be aware of that. So don't use it on anything like a knife or something that you're going to eat with, like cutlery. And I've got two additional cloths just for cleaning, one for the actual soap suds and one for the actual oil. I personally think that maintaining tools has become important to me because if you look after tools, they last a lot longer. And I don't know whether you can see it, but here on this particular tool, I'm just trying to find where it was. Underneath here, it's starting to get gunky and starting to get sticky. I don't know why. So it's just about that time to maintain these. I've had them for about a year, so hopefully they'll last a lot longer. There's been no real issues with these. Thankfully, I haven't had to use them. So this is how I'm going to go about doing it. So just making sure that I don't want to making sure that you clean every single part, but there's a couple of things. I don't want to put them directly in there simply because it will get wet in spots where I just can't reach, and that's not what I want. I want to be able to clean and oil every particular spot that I can. So I'm going to pause the video and do a thorough clean, but just for demonstration purposes, I'm just running over the outer shell, and I will be doing this in a lot more thorough method than what I'm showing you here. This is just a demonstration. I've got two other sets, and that's why it's going to take a bit longer and why I need to pause the video. When I restart it, I will be showing you how the oil is placed on. Okay, I'll be right back. So I've just spent the last 5-10 minutes cleaning this with the soapy water. The next few minutes I'll spend drying the actual item, making sure that every part of it is as dry as possible. I'm going to pause the video so that I can make sure the job is done well, and then I'll come back. Okay, I've just spent the last few minutes drying this, and even then, after that, I'm still finding some points where I just haven't been able to get into or missed. It's just, you really got to get into every nook and cranny with these items, and it's hard and it's time consuming, but it is worthwhile. One thing I do want to show you though, Wolfpack, is that even with the maintenance, even just over a year old, these Letherman are starting to show a little bit of sign of maybe rust or something in there. I don't know why. That's not Letherman's fault, the company. It's just maybe the conditions upon which they're stored, I don't know. So they're clean. I will oil them. How will I oil them? Very simple. As I said earlier, I've got the 3-in-1 oil. You pick it up at a hardware store, nothing specific. Now, what you can do for items that, like knives, pocket knives. There goes my video ghost. It stops my video every now and again. For items like pocket knives where you're going to be using the knife for food, the oil that I would get for me is the hospital grade mineral oil that you pick up at a pharmacy, and you can oil it with that. Be very careful when oiling certain, cutlery and whatnot. And when I mean cutlery, I mean like Swiss Army knives, Letherman knives, anything you use to cut food with, because the oil will come out in your food. So just be aware of it. So grabbing your Lethermans, or grabbing my Lethermans, not yours. I personally don't pour the oil directly on. You can. I personally like to put it on the tip of a rag so that it's nice and soaked, so that you don't waste any. So you notice that's full of oil now. And you rub over every part of the tool. So now the key to oiling this, for me anyway, is that I like to make sure that it's left there for at least half an hour to really soak in, and then you can wipe off any excess oil. But until then, leave it to soak. Make sure that it actually glistens. I don't know if you can see that in the video with the light, but it is actually glistening. Here it's enough to make my fingers very, very, very greasy or oily. I'm going to pause the video, do the rest of it, and I'll come back, okay? Because I want to make sure the job is done right. So I'm back now, Wolfpack. I've been oiling this for the last, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. I did have to directly apply oil to the buttons of the Letherman, quite a lot, just pretty much just like that, and to press the button a number of times to make sure that it got deep down into the back part where I cannot reach. But other than that, I use the oily rag, or the rag with oil on it, in order to properly oil without too much waste. So making sure that every aspect of these shears are looked after. For example, you've got the glass breaker, the hole, I've forgotten what it is, but it's used for tying stuff up to it or hooking it up, but also the ring cutter at the back here. So make sure you don't forget all those small little nooks and crannies. What I'll do in about half an hour is I'll just polish these. And what I mean by polish, I'll just clean up all the excess oil and make sure that they're suitable, that they're nice and clean. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I'll do my best to answer them. Right now my hands are very, very oily from that. Respect who you are, respect where you come from, advance Australia fair, and respect on and proud to Wolfpack. Thank you, Wolfpack. Bye. I just wanted to do an additional follow-up, Wolfpack, on this. 2 items. I wanted to show you how I'd cleaned it off, clean the excess oil off so that it's nice and clean, but so that you see the final product. Nothing more satisfying than a satisfying video. So that's pretty much how I clean my Letherman Raptors. With that though, this is the a second pair, right? You can see how, I don't know whether you can see how dirty it is along here and along here. I'm just cleaning them versus how clean this is. But something that I want you to be to take a note of is that just be careful, because you can hurt yourself if you don't take the necessary steps. You can cut yourself and hurt yourself reasonably well.